lightsaber. Just pretend this movie didn't fucking happen. It's fucking trash. Happy Star Wars Day, and may the 4th be with you. If you haven't figured it out yet, I'm also going to do Star Wars A New Hope today in honor of Star Wars Day. So just a few quick things I'd like to say. It's one of my favorite movies. Obviously, I'm a big nerd. You know, it's kind of that culture has just had a big influence in my life. It's why I got in the career I'm in. It just kind of set me on all these weird paths that I wouldn't change for anything. And Star Wars has just been one of those joys that I've always had in my life. Even the prequels, which had their bad moments, and even the new movies that came after the original trilogy, I've just always had fun with it. So I'm gonna have some more fun with the day and do my special take here on Star Wars. So we're gonna start off. The movie opens up. It's got a crawl. It explains what's going on in the galaxy. There's rebels. There's the Empire. They're in a struggle, and Darth Vader has got Leia captured on her ship. So Leia's a princess. She's also one of the leaders of the rebels, the rebellion. And Darth Vader is he's this, we'll just call him a space wizard, space samurai. He's got this just dark black armor. He's got a breathing problem. He's talks like that the whole time. So he's on Leia's ship. He's just basically been just marching through their soldiers, mowing them down. Leia takes 2 droids. Not the phone, it's talking 2 robots, because that actually term droid actually came in Star Wars. If you didn't know that, it's actually trademarked there. So anyone who says droid, give George Lucas the money. So Leia puts a message in the robot, sends them on down to Tatooine, the planet. It's a planet called Tatooine because it's got 2 suns. Tatooine stands for the twins. Foreshadowing, people that don't know the story of Star Wars. People who know the story of Star Wars, I should say. So Vader gets to her and she's like, "Who the hell what are you doing, Vader?" And he's like, "I need to know what's going on. What's the rebellion doing?" She's like, "I don't know." I was like, "We're gonna take you back to my ship, but we're gonna find out." And it wasn't in a creepy way. It was like a menacing way. So, anyways, these robots, they land down on Earth. They're caught by these little creatures called Jawas. They just can't understand anything and say. It sounds like gobbledygook. Like, that was a terrible impersonation, but hey, forgive me. So, anyways, the Jawas have the robots. They put restraining bolts on them, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna go sell these to people on this planet." So the Jawas they're just scavengers basically, and they sell droids to farmers on the planet. So this is where we meet Luke Skywalker and his uncle. They go up to the Jawas, and they buy the droids. So you have C-3PO, who's a gold protocol droid who speaks like 6 million languages or whatever, and then we've got R2D2, who's just an R2 unit. He's more of a utility kind of droid, who's actually kind of a little smartass, but he only speaks in beeps. But you just know it's a smartass. And I would actually recommend, if anybody ever wants, to go. They made a series of books where they did like a Shakespeare interpretation of Star Wars, and hearing R2D2's thoughts through that's quite hilarious, because he's basically going on and on about how I'm gonna have to save the day. It's always up to me. So, anyways, Luke's uncle buys the C-3PO because he actually speaks Bocce, and he's some binary language or something. I don't know, something weird. So then he gets another R2 unit, and then that R2 unit just explodes. So the C-3PO is like, "Hey, that one over there, who's my buddy, hey, he can do the job, and he's even better." So they get the droids, they go back, and then they're sitting there. Luke's a little whiny bitch. He's like, "I want to go to Hudge Station and buy some power converters." And his dad's like, or excuse me, his uncle's like, "No, you got to help me with the harvest." And Luke's like, "I want to leave." He's like, "No, after this season, if these droids work out." It's like, "Fine." And then he walks away, and then Luke's aunt is like, "Hey, man, he's just like his dad." And his uncle's like, "That's what I'm worried about." Foreshadowing. So Luke's out there, bitching about, "Oh, you can't go join the French Academy." He's talking to the droids, and they're like, "Oh, yeah, we're familiar with the rebellion." Luke's like, "The rebellion?" And what the fuck's the droid gonna tell him? But it doesn't matter. So he's prying around on R2D2, and this message pops out, and it's just Leia saying, "Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're our only hope." doesn't play the full message. He stops the message, and Luke's like, "Come on, man, play the message." C-3PO's like, "Play the message," and R2-D2's like, "Beep, beep, beep." Won't play the message. Luke gives up, and the droids actually they escape that night. Actually, R2-D2 escapes, and when Luke goes to find him, like he gets attacked by sand people who are they kind of this race of aliens. A little, I shouldn't say aliens because they're native to the planet, but to us they would be aliens. So he's out there with the aliens, and basically they go and they attack him. But then Obi-Wan comes up. He does a dragon call, scares him away, saves Luke, and then takes Luke home. And he's telling the story of who he is. And he's like, yeah, this he basically. Let me backtrack. He's looking. Luke had known there was a guy called Ben Kenobi who lived there. Everybody knew him as Old Ben. So he's like, oh, hey, Ben. And he tells Ben, he's like, hey, this droid's looking for Obi-Wan. I was like, yeah, that's me. I don't know this droid, which, see the prequels, it's weird. He doesn't know the droid, but, whatever. But, so the message plays, and then Obi-Wan tells Luke a little bit of his past and his story. He's like, yeah, I knew your dad. He was a Jedi Knight like me. And Luke's like, what? And he's like, yeah, here's his lightsaber. You had no training for. And it's a laser sword that's very dangerous that could easily amputate your fingers. And if these were actual things that existed in the real world, nobody would have any hands because they're so much fun to play with. We'd all chop our hands off, and it would instantly cauterize the wound, so we wouldn't die. But Luke's like, well, I gotta go home, and then Obi-Wan's like, well, okay, but you should come with me. And Luke's like, yeah, I mean, I want to, but stuff's going on. And then Luke gets home and he realizes his whole family's dead. Like his aunt and uncle murdered because they found the Jaw was dead, on the way home. And it's like, Luke just doesn't even care. He's like, all right, Obi-Wan, I'll go with you now because I didn't really like them anyway. It's kind of like, what? Wait, that's your uncle and aunt who raised you, because your dad abandoned you as far as you know. And you're like, whatever, I got nothing here anymore. All right, fine, Luke. First you were whining because you had a fucking farm, and now you're not even upset your uncle died. You don't got any appreciation. So they go to a cantina, not to drown Luke's sorrows because he was a whiny bitch who didn't care, but they're going to hire a pilot to go to Alderaan to hook up with Leia's dad because, that's the home of the rebellion. And they're there, they meet a pilot called Han Solo who flies the Millennium Falcon. Well, while they're there, there's a couple guys at the bar. They're just looking to start some shit. They're like, hey, man. He bumps into Luke, and Luke's like, oh, excuse me. He's like, hey, we're wanted men. Don't fuck with us. And Luke's like, okay, man. I mean, it's cool, man. Just you do you. It's like, no. What's your problem? Luke's like, there's no problems here, bud. But, I mean, if you got a fucking problem, I mean, we can solve it. And the guy's like, fine, let's do this. And then Obi-Wan's like, bitch, I got a lightsaber. Cuts off his fucking arm. You're like, oh, shit. That's a laser sword. Don't fuck with that shit. It's like, he's all freaking out. His buddy's like, oh shit, we done fucked up, man. We gotta go. And everybody in the bar's like, this is normal. I mean, this is fine. And then they hire Han, who's apparently he's wanted by a dude named Jabba the Hutt, who's just basically a big giant worm snake thing. And he shoots this guy first. But then there's a whole argument, several years later on who actually shot first. But everybody knows the Han shot first. Because it doesn't make any sense, because otherwise the guy's just a bad fucking shot who shot at Han. Han shot him, other guy shoots, after Han shoots, he misses, and we're all happy. Han goes and talks to Jabba, steps on his tail, he's like, bitch, I got your fucking money, don't send any more dudes this way. And Jabba's like, fine, but don't think that because you walk up here and act all hardcore and I'm letting you go, that what you're doing is okay. You're going because I said you could go, all right? Just like when my mom told me to wash the dishes, I did it because I wanted to do it, not because she told me to do it. So they get on the Millennium Falcon, and they fly away. And then it cuts back to Leia over on the space station, which is known as the Death Star. Ominous, right? And basically they bring her up and they tortured her and she won't talk. And so they say, you know what? We're going to destroy your home world, Alderaan, unless you tell us where the rebel base is. Leia's like, Dantooine. And they're like, okay, well, fuck Alderaan anyways. They use the Death Star, they shoot it, they blow that motherfucker up. Alderaan's gone. Like the weather report showed 1 million degrees Celsius, and that was it. So she's like, oh no. And then they're like, yeah, because we're the Empire. We're evil. That's what we do. They put Leia back in her cell, and we cut back to Han and Luke and Obi-Wan. And Han's sidekick, his name is Chewbacca. He's a giant rug thing. He's like, he growls. He can't, and the droids. And they're looking for love in Alderaan places. And as they're going, Obi-Wan has a thing because he's got this ability called the Force, and he can sense things. He's like, oh my God, everybody on Alderaan just died. Says it different though, but it doesn't matter how he said it. He senses everybody's dead. And then they go, what? Are we in an asteroid field? And they're like, there's no asteroid fields on here. And then they realize that's Alderaan. And then they see a ship, and they're like, oh, it's an Empire ship. We better kill them before they report us. And they're like, okay, let's chase him. And they're chasing it. And then they're like, well, how is he out here? Well, there's no like transport ships. And they're like, I don't know. Maybe he's going to that moon over there. And then there's a famous line, that's no moon. That's a space station. So you see the Death Star, and it's just this giant battle station that's shaped like a big moon, essentially. It's got a big indentation in there that's where it shoots and destroys planets. And it's got a tractor beam, pulls them in. Someone tries to fight it, but he can't. Obi-Wan's like, there's alternatives to this. We can figure this out another way. So they get sucked in. They all hide. And some troops come in, and then Luke and all them, they jump the troops, put on their outfits, and then they walk out like, oh, the equipment broke. And they're like, oh, okay. And then Obi-Wan's like, hey man, I'm gonna go turn off the tractor beam. Obi-Wan sneaks off. He goes to turn off the tractor beam so they'll be able to escape. Then they realize that Leia's there because R2-D2 hacks into the system because hacking was a real word back then. So he's like, he's in the system. He finds out that Leia's there, and Luke's like, we gotta go save her. And Han's like, dude, no. Luke's like, come on, man. Han's like, no. Luke's like, well, she's got money. Han's like, okay. So then they go and they come up with this brilliant plan to handcuff Chewbacca to take him to the detention cell. And they're like, okay, we'll do this. We got this. And they take him in there, and they just wind up shooting up all the guards because the guards realize, oh, there's no prisoner transfer. And then somebody comes on the radio. Han shoots the radio. Luke walks in, sees Leia. He's like, oh, damn, girl, you good looking. She's like, aren't you a little short for a stormtrooper? And he's like, I'm Luke Skywalker. And she's like, who the fuck is that? It's like, I'm here to rescue you. I'm here with Ben Kenobi. Ben Kenobi? So, okay. So now we've got a whole rescue going on. So, they wind up, they're fighting, there's laser blast going on. They jump in the garbage chute. For some weird fucking reason, there's a monster in the garbage chute. They manage to get out of the garbage chute, and they're on their way to the ship. Obi-Wan manages to turn off the tractor beam, but then Darth Vader shows up, and he's like, oh, my old master, what's up? And Obi-Wan's like, bitch, you killed me. I would be even stronger. And Darth Vader's like, bet. So they're fighting, and then here's Luke and Han, and everybody, they're trying to escape. At one point, Leia kisses Luke. It's like, what for luck? It's like, no, I can't tell you guys why that's bad yet. It's spoilers, okay? Let's just say she shouldn't be kissing on him, okay? She just met this man. She doesn't know anything about him, okay? He can have the hurt for all we know. Anyways, so they're Obi-Wan's dead. Han's, got him going on there. And then, bam, they get to the ship, and then Luke sees, like, the fight with Vader and Obi-Wan, and all the guards that are on the ship are like, hey, there's a fight. They're going there watching this. And then Obi-Wan looks up at Luke, and he's like, man, I'm fucking tired of this shit. Holds his lightsaber up, and then Vader just goes, all right, bam, hits him, and then poof, Obi-Wan just disappears. So even Vader's like, what the fuck just happened? He's like pressing down on Obi-Wan's robe. He's like, man, is that dude gone? And then whatever, they all get on the ship because now Luke is like, no! And he's freaking out. He cares more about fucking Obi-Wan, who he's known for half a day, than he cared about his damn aunt and uncle who raised him. He's on the ship crying about it. And Leia's like, are you okay? He's like, he's dead. He's really dead. It's like, so is your aunt and uncle, motherfucker. What the fuck's your problem? But, anyway, so they're flying away. And then Leia's like, oh my God, they got to be tracking us. And Han's like, what do you mean? She's like, that was way too easy. And Han's like, that was easy? It's like, yeah. Han's like, whatever, your worship. Give me my money. She's like, You're a fucking asshole. And then they get back and they're like, oh, look, the schematics. We've got the plans to the Death Star now. And they give them to the rebellion, and the rebellion's like, yeah, there's an exhaust port that's like, you just shoot something in it and it'll blow the whole ship up, which seems like you could just cover that thing up. But I guess, there's reason for it not to be covered up and there being a defect. So it would just cause everybody to die on that ship and make it really easy. It's almost like a Deus Ex Machina to, save the day. And then Han's still like, man, you guys are fucking crazy. I don't care if there's a defect. I ain't sitting around for this. I just wanted my money. Apparently I'm not getting it. You should come with me, Luke. And Luke's like, come on, Han, you can fly and you can fight. And, you should help me. And Han's like, nah, man, kid, you're a good kid, but nah. And then Leia's like, fine, you want money? You'll get money. But we're all going to be dead anyway. You're not going to get anything. So Jabba the Hutt's probably going to fucking skin you alive. And you'll deserve it because you're a prick. And he's like, all right. So they're up there in the sky. They got a red squad and a gold squad. And everybody's just fucking dying. They're all going to the Death Star, making attack runs. Vader comes out. They're going ship to ship with just like 3 ships just wiping out all these guys. One guy's like, oh, they came from behind. Boom, like Luke's buddy dies. Another guy's about to die. And Luke's like, oh, get out of there. I'm going to do this by myself. And he's flying this trench. And Vader's flying. And he's like, I have you now. And then Han shows up, shoots Vader. He's like, blow this thing, kid. Make that 1 in a million shot that nobody can make except for you because you used to shoot wombats on your home planet. I don't know what the fuck a wombat is, but you talked about it and kill him. So Luke's like, okay. And then he takes off his sophisticated targeting equipment. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to do this without any help whatsoever. Just letting this magical force, because we couldn't come up with an original name for other than the Force. Like at least magicians have magic. They named it something. They just call it the Force. It's a magical force, right? No, it's just the Force. That's all they got. So Luke's like, oh, I'm going to use the Force. And Obi-Wan, who's dead, is talking to Luke. So is Luke going crazy right now? Or is he actually hearing Obi-Wan's voice? And Luke's targeting. He's like, it's showing it, and then the targeting's off. And they're like, Luke, what's wrong? He's like, nothing's wrong. And Luke shoots it. Boom. And then they fly away. Vader's ship is spinning off into space. And he's like, oh, God, I'm going to get sick. This is worse than a fucking roller coaster. And then, here we go. We're flying away. Death Star blows up. And everybody's fucking happy except, for Luke's aunt and uncle who have the worst tan they've ever had. They're fucking dead. And they never got to see freedom. Or the guy who, told them that they were coming from behind. He's not happy. Or the people of Alderaan. But this is time for celebration because the Death Star is destroyed, which somehow doesn't actually matter because the Empire is still alive and kicking, you stupid fucks. But go ahead, celebrate your little minor victory because then we get to a medal ceremony. And, we're sitting there and here's Han and Luke. They're up at the front. They're getting medals. And Chewbacca, just a second-class citizen there. He didn't even get a fucking medal. He was flying in the ship with Han. He's probably the one who talked Han into going back, if you want to know the truth. But no, he just gets to sit there and growl. But hey, Luke saves a fucking day. Now he's the hero of the rebellion. And now we got Han. He's a part of the rebellion now. And everybody's happy. And happy Star Wars Day. Thanks for watching.